Happy New Year! It's finally 2010, and as many of you know, I'm here to help you with your mortgage and financial health, but I only want to do that 1/3 of the time. The other 2/3 of the time, I want to help you with the other pieces of your world that you deal with, your family, and I'm here today to introduce you to David Carter, Carter Counseling. We're going to talk to David about some of the economic stress factors that people are under right now. David, why don't you tell us some of the reasons that people have financial problems right now?
Okay, well, first of all, what I find in 30 years working with individuals that have financial difficulties, that nobody comes in because they tell me that they want to work on making sure that they don't run into problems. A lot of times it's intervention. They come in, there's already a problem and a crisis, and a lot of times financially it comes out in other ways, emotionally and physically, and that's what really brings them in. So what we found is some of the reasons why individuals are having difficulty financially is, first of all, they've never really learned how to manage money properly. They've never seen role models or individuals that were able to demonstrate those abilities and skills that they could utilize to their benefit. Another reason is that a lot of individuals really have certain things outside of their own control that interfere with their ability to manage money appropriately. And so those are things that we want to look at as well. Thirdly, a lot of individuals don't have the incentive to really make sure that they're working on making sure that they're taking care of their family and themselves for the future. And then probably most importantly, they don't realize the great resources that are available to them out in the community that they could utilize if they would just come in and ask for the help.
Awesome. David, I find I encourage my clients that feel this stress, or like David said, that are waiting till the last minute. If you see a problem coming, just like you'd go to a regular doctor, come to David, address the problem, like David said, intervention instead of after the fact. David, we've talked about some of the reasons people have financial stress, economic stress. Let's talk about some of the questions, how you discover what's really causing their issues.
Okay, well, a lot of times individuals that come in, oftentimes individuals that I see that are dealing with financial issues, a lot of times are male individuals. Now that's not always the case, but the majority of the time that's the individual that feels most responsible. So let's pick a client profile of someone that would be typical coming in to see me. Let's call the individual John. John's coming in, and John, let's say, is making over $200,000 a year. He's working in an environment where they're really thinking about downsizing or right-sizing, so he's really concerned about whether he's going to be able to maintain the income that he has for his family. He's got a mortgage on his home. He's got a lot of things he's doing with his children, paying for those activities for them to really feel special. And the individual comes in and right away isn't going to start talking to me about the financial problems. They're going to start to talk about emotional symptoms or physical symptoms that they're experiencing. And then once I'm able to ask them specific questions, a lot of time the true meaning of the problem really comes out. So let me ask you some of those questions that you can explore yourself. First of all, I'm going to look at what are some of the symptoms that you're experiencing that are emotional or physical that tell you that you're really starting to feel powerless and helpless and hopeless in your own personal life. And a lot of times it really has to do with your own state of affairs with your finances or relationships, or both of them combined. So that's a key question that I'm going to be exploring, and I'd like you to explore. Another question that we would look at, and I want you to ponder, is when you look at your finances and when you were growing up, what was some of the training that you received, and who was it that introduced you to financial management, if anybody? And if not, then how did you learn on your own? Because a lot of individuals learn how to manage their own affairs by trial and error, and a lot of times that may work out, but more than likely it's not going to provide you with those skills that you need in order to be really self-sufficient. And then a key question that you want to ask yourself is, what value do I place on my finances? A lot of times we get into this mindset that we really are just moving forward, and we have a broad goal about where we want to be, but we really don't think about the objectives and the steps that are really important in order to achieve that goal. And so a lot of times that breaks down later on and causes a lot of financial problems for us.
Absolutely. That's great stuff, David. Now, we've talked about the reasons people have financial stress, economic stress. You've given us the questions that people can ask themselves to determine where their true causes are. Let's give them some solutions so that maybe they can take the right steps to solve some of their economic stress.
Okay. Well, there's 4 steps that we really want you to look at and consider. The first step is we want you to raise your awareness and use the resources that are available to you, like Terry and others, so that you're able to gain that awareness and insight so that you can look at the big picture and be able to look specifically at where you're at and where you'd like to be. The second step is that we want to increase and enhance your knowledge, the knowledge that you can gain through Terry and others, so that you're going to be able to work more efficiently and more effectively financially to help your family and help yourself in ways that are going to be most productive for you. And then the third step is we want to help you with skills. Increase the skills that you're going to develop and you're going to be able to possess and acquire through Terry and others, so that you can really take steps to be an active participant. We know that success favors the activist, and so we want you to take those steps now. And the fourth step, which is very important, is the ownership. Just like if you own a car versus rent a car, that if you own the car, you're going to take care of it, you're going to take pride in it. If you rent a car, then that's something that you really don't value. So we want you to own and value and have possession over your finances and be able to take them where you want to go. And if you look down at the resources down below, those are going to be tabs that you can check into so that you can make yourself a more efficient and more successful individual. And keep in mind that if you're going to ride a horse, don't ride a dead horse, ride a thoroughbred. So we can help you in ways that will help you help yourself. And so we're hoping that that's going to be the goal.
That's awesome stuff, David. These videos that myself, David, are producing, we're here to help you. You're our clients. Well, we want you to take the steps necessary. There's a lot of economic stress in the economy right now, a lot of people that are hurting. There's a lot of tools out there between myself and David that can help you. So please, if you have problems, if you have needs, call one of us and ask for help before the help is required. Thank you, and I encourage you to look for our next video. We're going to be talking with a physical trainer, and we're going to talk about your physical health and how that plays into your financial health and your economic stress. Thank you.